Welcome to the finals of the 2010-2011 Sydney Dragway Track Championship Series. I'm your host, Annette Melton.
And I'm Andrew Hawkins. Well, it's finals time, and there are a few categories that are still anyone's game, so we can expect a lot of racers to be pushing hard for the win. Coming into the final round of the 2010-2011 Sydney Dragway Track Championship, some classes were already decided, while some others were still wide open. The qualifying for Supercharged Outlaws was an action-packed affair with some extra dragsters in the mix. Although qualifying in the number 6 spot, Jeff Penton has been super consistent all year and already had the championship in the bag after round 6. He red lit in the first round, sending Troy Papadopoulos to the finals against Norm McCormack. Troy's win cemented his second place in the championship behind Jeff Penton, and Norm took third for the season. Modified Bike was a 2-horse race with David Butler in the lead and Robert Simmons only 20 points behind. The pressure was on though, with Robert qualifying in number 1, but his bad start saw him knocked out in the first round by Brett Smith. This meant that all David Butler had to do was roll up to the start line and the championship was his. David won in the first round, but lost in the second to Daniel Brown, also on a HD Destroyer. With the number 1 and 2 out, the finals came down to Laurie Capogna and Joe Borg. Big Bike versus Jap Bike. Laurie took his first win of the season, but it didn't affect the overall leaderboards, with David Butler taking out the championship over Robert Simmons.
It's an awesome feeling to win Modified Bike for the first year I've raced in this class, and for size Harley Davidson, it's really unreal. Yeah, it's my first year of drag racing. I had ball on it. I did road racing before, a lot harder than I thought. I hope I've won the championship, so I want to win race the number 1 plate next year, so we'll come back and do it again.
In Top Sportsman, Andrew Constantinou came into the round with a 90-point lead. All he needed to do was show up and the championship was his. Lucky for him, as he was knocked out in the first round up against Dallas White. Meanwhile, number 2 in the championship, Steve Fowler, was on a charge. He qualified in 4th place before working his way through 3 rounds to the finals, where he went up against Gary Halpin. Steve took his first win of the season, securing his 2nd place spot behind championship winner Andrew Constantinou.
Oh, I feel great. A lot of stress is gone off me now. It was hard, a lot of hard work, as we all know. I feel really good now, actually. Yeah, I do. Well, as soon as we finish this meeting, we're going to check out the engine and refreshing the whole lot, go through the whole car. Hope we come back next year a bit better, a bit more horsepower, hopefully, and try again.
In Top Comp, the main contenders were absent from the final round, meaning the leaderboard stayed the same, with Craig Allison taking the win for the season. 16 entrants saw their way into the final round of Junior Dragsters. Jesse Panetta came in holding a 30-point lead, which is lucky as Jesse was knocked out in the first round by James Hazard. This opened things up for Caitlin Zammit, but she was also knocked out in the first round, destroying her chances of advancing into the lead of the championship. Rocco Romano also had a shot of the lead, making it to the 2nd round, but he was then knocked out too. The finals ended up between Toby Austin and Naomi Lightowler. Naomi's first finals appearance and win of the season moved her up the leaderboard into 7th, but it didn't affect the top 3, with Jessie Panetta taking out the 2010-2011 championship.
Don't go away, as after the break we head into the eliminations of the 2010-2011 Sydney Dragway Track Championship Finals. Welcome back to the 2010-2011 Sydney Dragway Track Championship.
In the modified category, the pressure was on as 4 different competitors could potentially win the championship. Brendan Luke came into the event in the number 1 spot. He qualified 4th, but was knocked out in the 2nd round by number 1 qualifier, Harry Fowler. Alan White was knocked out in the first round by Peter Brown, meaning only Jenny Petrie had a chance of moving into the top spot. To do so, she had to make it to the finals. She didn't have it easy though, having to go against number 1 qualifier Harry Fowler in the semi-finals. She then lined up against Greg Smith in the finals. Jenny had a fairy tale finish, winning the event and earning enough points to take out the 2010-2011 championship.
Good runs and bad runs through the whole season, so it's really good to come out and be a winner. My plans for next year is just to have fun racing, have as many skids down the track as possible, and just have a good time. And that's what racing's all about, is having fun.
Super Street was one of the most hotly contested brackets, with only 40 points separating the top 4. So the pressure was on Joe Zammit in the VL coming into the final round.
Hi, I'm Joe Zammit. I'm currently leading the track championship points in Super Street. Yeah, it's just a lot of consistent with the car. The car's been going good. Just got to cut good lights and hopefully hope for the best and just stay in front. Paul Sabato's only 10 points behind me, so it's going to be tough. I'll just have to try my best and see what happens in the outcome.
Joe qualified well in second, but he lost in the first round after one of the closest races of the weekend, with 3 1,000ths of a second separating him from Michael Walsh. With Joe out, Paul Sabato had a chance to move into the lead, but he broke out in the first round. This meant that Peter and Stan were now in with a chance. Stan made it to round 2, where he red lit, keeping him in 4th for the championship. In the meantime, although he qualified 12th, Peter was on a charge, driving super consistent in every round. He made it to the finals against Christopher Hainsby in the HT Premier. Peter's win was his first of the season, but the 100 points enabled him to leapfrog 2 spots into the lead of the championship and push Joe Zammit back into second.
It feels quite exciting and quite good to win this whole championship. A lot of hard work and a lot of blood, sweat and gears went through this. Today was a big day for us. We had a split ball, so we filled it up with chemi water and we brought it home. So it feels real good. Our plans for next season, we're going to probably step it up a bit, probably try to run in Super Sedan. We've got another motor coming for it, so we'll see how we go next year, and if I do win next year, well then that's 2 in a row. So.
The Screamin' Eagles bracket was another one that would come down to the wire, with only 20 points separating the top 3. Series leader Evan Murray qualified 8th before being knocked out in the first round after he red lit. This opened the door for Darren Folks to jump back in the lead, but he also lost in the first round, ruining his chances. Robert then seized the opportunity, he worked hard in the first 2 rounds for his wins. But he was then gifted with a bye run in the semis before his opponent Andrew McGregor red-lit in the finals. Robert's win, his second for the season, moved him into the number 2 spot, only 10 points behind Evan Murray, who took out the Screamin' Eagles bracket for the 2010-2011 championship. In Super Sedan, Harry Plessis has been leading the championship for most of the year and came into the finals with a healthy lead.
Hi, I'm Harry Plessis. I'm currently leading the Super Sedan Track Championship. It's been great. It's been very tough with a lot of good opponents. It's a tough field. We've been fortunate enough to go to 3 finals and take out 2 of them and a runner-up. So it's been really fun and really good. There's a couple of guys on equal points right behind us, 350 I believe. We just need to make a front for first round and we've pretty much wrapped up the championship.
There was a massive 34-car Super Sedan field at the finals, making for some great racing. Paul Foley's Datsun was once again number 1 qualifier, but was knocked out in the first round. Harry Plessis qualified 4th, and by making it to the semi-finals, he secured his championship win. Meanwhile, Jim Denaro was charging hard through the eliminations in his Ford Cortina. He made it to the finals against Neil Constantinou. Jim's win of the finals secured him the number 2 spot in the championship behind Harry Plessis.
It's a great feeling to win the Super Sedan Track Championship here in Sydney. It's been a great weekend and a great season. Quite tough and exciting, but we gave it our best shot and we got good results. Our plans for next season will be freshen it all up again, come back and have another go, try and back it.
In the Street Fighter bracket, David Muscat had a 30-point lead coming in, so his championship wasn't totally safe. Yet, Tabitha Saunders qualified second, but she was knocked out in the first round, ruining her championship chances. Meanwhile, David won in the first and second rounds before having a bye run in the semi-finals, sending him to the finals for the 4th time against Greg Robbins. David's win, his second for the season, gave him the overall championship, with Tabitha in second and Stuart Howell in third.
Well, the win the Dragway Championship, it's been awesome. It's been what we've been looking for, and I'm just wrapped it's finally over and I've done it. It's great. Yeah, next year I've got a race car currently being finished off in Super Street, so hopefully I can step up a bracket and yeah, so looking good, so run Super Street next year.
In Super Comp, Joe Signorelli came into the event with a 40-point lead over Fred Solomon.
Hi, I'm Joe Signorelli. I'm currently leading the points in Super Compact with my gas Celica, and hopefully all we've got to do is go down to the semi-finals and go through semi-finals, and I've won the championship. Well, he's pretty consistent. He's pretty far under his index, so I've got to go pretty fast to beat him. You know, the thing's got to go at 40 easy to outdo him.
In qualifying, Joe recorded the quickest and fastest time of the meeting with a 6:54 at 215 miles per hour. In round one, Joe went up against Daniel Schultz, who red lit, giving Joe the win. Making it to the second round secured Joe the season championship. Ho Tung bought out his Toyota Supra for the event, where he proceeded to smash the existing AA Osmod record, which he races under in Supercomp. Although not an official record, Po's car became the world's fastest full-bodied Supra. He continued to rip out multiple 750s and 760s all weekend. Meanwhile, Fred Solomon continued his fast and consistent driving from the last round, going all the way to the finals, where he matched up against Joe Kabura. He took his 4th event win of the season and took second in the championship behind Joe Signorelli.
Well, this season is a wrap, and we look forward to bringing you all of the sportsman's racing action from the 2011-2012 Sydney Dragway Track Championship Series. See you next time.
For more results, event information, and to find out how you can go drag racing, head to the website sydneydragway.com. Stay tuned for the finals.